Hello and welcome to this Minecraft 1.13 single player episode from Prismarine Bay. My name is Vidargavia. I hope you're alright. I hope you're alright. I've just gone into creative mode here, guys. For a good reason. We're gonna have a look today at the mob farm that we built, but yeah, I built it on stream and I sealed it up after the stream and put the clock in and stuff like that. But I forgot to add a way to get down to the bottom. So, and I don't want to deal with that now. So we're going to have to go into actually spectator mode and have a look at it. And then after that, we're going to go over to the storage room and we're going to have a look at some custom recipes that I have added to the game. And they will be available in the description for download. Let's see if we can go down here. Well, actually, I'm in creative, aren't I? So let's just jump down. So yeah, I'm sorry for the little bit of cheating that we're going to do now. I just want to show you the mob farm and so on and so forth. So first of all, this is the clock. It's super simple. We have a lever that leads into a comparator that is on subtract mode, and then we have a bunch of repeaters going around here all the way around, and underneath this block there is the dropper that will then fire the water streams. Wait a minute. There we go. And also, the thing is, it's a bit laggy. It's a bit laggy, guys. Okay, so bear with me here. When the water is released, we get like no frame at all. And I think that's in the wrong position. Yeah, okay. How? What? Why? Yes. Sorry, Sir Clock. Okay, yeah, so then it just goes around here and turns it on and off and on and off. So, that works. Let's leave it on and go into spectator mode. See, I've done all sorts of things here to fix this. Let's see here. So, yes, this is what the farm looks like. It's a standard mob farm. And now I don't see anything spawning here because obviously I'm in spectator mode. Yeah, so down here we have the collection chamber, and obviously there's a lot more to do here. But let's have a look. I've just AFK'd for a little bit, and we already have a fair bit of loot. Now the only thing that can happen is that some mobs have feather falling, such as this guy, and he might survive. But honestly, it's not the end of the world. When I leave the farm, he'll despawn and stuff like that. So we'll be alright. Okay. That's that, guys. That's the farm. I'm really pleased with it. Obviously, I need to fix it so that I can get into it and stuff like that. But that's going to have to do for now. Let's see. We need to turn it off, though. And I really hope they optimize the water. And I also hope that there's a version of Optifine coming out for this version of Minecraft very soon. Please. And now it's raining again. So, next up, in creative mode still, and don't worry, I will throw away all the things that I possibly gain from being in creative mode, so there's no cheating going on, I just want to show you. Recipes, guys. I've added a ton of custom recipes here. I'm still working on some more, but I figured, because on the stream last time, there were some requests. So I'm going to go through, I figured I would add some quickly here. So I will go through some of them. And like I said, you can find the downloads in the description, and you can use them as you wish. A thing that has annoyed me is that you can't create chainmail. So I've added a recipe which is just basically the leather equivalent plus iron nuggets in the shape of whatever thing you're trying to create. So that's nice. Another thing that has annoyed me is that you can't use andesite, granite, and diorite to make stone pickaxes. So now you can. Fairly uncontroversial stuff. Another thing is that sometimes you just want to make a lot of chests. So in this case we can use any log in a chest-shaped pattern, and you get 4 chests out of it. The same goes for sticks, I think, although I've had some problems with that particular recipe. So let's try it, see if it works. Yeah, you get 16 sticks for any 2 logs. Okay, so another thing, now this is more decorational than anything else, sometimes you just don't want to, you know, still touch the dead bushes, and you want to just create them so that you can do. I think that's those are fairly uncontroversial, guys. Now we're coming to some that are a little bit more controversial. Okay, so you know how you always use a lot of sand and gravel and stuff like that in the world, but it's a pain to find. Let me actually take care of this weather. Yeah, that's always a pain to find. And so what I thought, and what you end up doing is you end up demolishing the ocean floor, or you end up demolishing something else, like a desert or something like that. So I thought, why not be able to sieve, in effect, things? So why not take 2 cobble and make it into 1 gravel? All right, and why not take 2 gravel and make it into 1 sand? So the recipe costs you, it halves the produce, but you get a new thing. I think that's fairly fair. Let me know in the comments what you think of that sort of recipe. Now, one of the things that Minecraft, or that Mojang has done recently with all the new items in the game, is that you have to stand around and do something to craft them, and I find that extremely annoying, especially if you want a lot of it. So why not let the furnace sort out the concrete powder into concrete? It takes 20 seconds and about 2 coal or something like that, or 1 coal. So there we go, we have white concrete. Now I know it's not optimal, it's probably, in fact you should do the opposite. Well, actually it is optimal, because you're drying it out, which is what you do with concrete to make it solid. So that's the recipe there. Also a little bit controversial maybe, let me know what you think. So, what else do we have here? Let's see here. Do you know, in the same vein, this is a shapeless recipe. In the same vein, so I can put this anywhere, it's super annoying trying to get clay. So why not take gravel, sand and water and make our own clay, please? There we go. And you get the bucket back. And finally, you know all those shiny coral reefs that we have nowadays? Well, I don't want to destroy them, but I do want to use the coral blocks as decoration. So I want to be able to make them. And I did a bit of studying about corals, and they're made out of dead things and stuff like that. So I figured a bone block plus a lapis lazuli block, or whatever dye you want for the coral block, plus some water will give you a coral block of the corresponding color. And of course, if you then want to have the gray version of that, what? This is weird. It's probably because I'm in creative. That should turn to stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so that is. There are some more recipes as well, by the way, I should say, but these are the most interesting ones. I've also added a recipe to make a saddle, for instance, and there are some more bits and bobs like that. So go and check that out in the download section, and let me know in the comments what you think. I mean, if you say, well, if you en masse, as a population, say, this is a showstopper, I don't want to watch your series anymore, then we'll go back to the old ways, guys. But what I feel, though, is that these things are fair, and they're not game destroying, and they're removing some annoyances for me as a player, and hopefully for you as well. Actually, hopefully for you as well. So there we have that. Now we've been in creative mode long enough. Let's get back into survival and get on with the next thing for the day. All right, guys, back in old survival. That feels better. To be honest, so in case I didn't make it clear, the mob farm was built on the live stream we had on Sunday. In large part. And I just finished it off and started it up off camera after the stream because we ran out of time. Now the next thing I want to show you is something I built actually before the live stream on Sunday. So I did show this off on the stream, but in case you missed it, guys, I've started actually dealing with the villagers a little bit here. So there's a bunch coming down here, which is nice, and then I can collect, or I can call them one by one and have a talk to them. And if I don't like them, I can send them off to certain doom over here. And if I like them, on the other hand, I send them in here for temporarily, and they end up here. I don't know why these guys have love hearts. They're probably too close to the farm itself or something like that. But they seem to be unable to breed anyway, which is good. Yeah, so I've collected a fair bit of brown coats. I have a nice villager over here with Impaling 5, which is pretty cool. This priest is decent, I think, and some things like that. And I have, I think I have 40 odd emeralds more than this, and then I have, I've started to trade with this guy a little bit. So this is obviously very primitive still, but it's coming along, and I just wanted to show you it. Alright, I think that's about it for show and tell. I think that's about it for show and tell. Except maybe we should check in on the chicken cooker. It's slow, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. I have a guy who sells pumpkin pie for three pumpkin pie for an emerald. So I've been buying some things from him. I still haven't got an update on the fishery. And there are still problems with the water, as you can see. We're still on the same snapshot. So today anyway, guys, for the rest of the episode, we are going to go over to sort of this area over here, although we can't really properly see it. Up here now, or down here, let's go up. Yeah, so to this area over here. We're going to start planning out and building a small harbor over here. So let me go and sleep and gather some stuff, and I'll meet you over there. Okay guys, so look at this area here. I mean, I'm not sure about this house, to be honest. I think we might have to move the sheep farm. But it has a little yeti here. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or bad thing. Yeah, honestly, I would have liked to have the harbor maybe here. But if you look at this little bay here, this is obviously the optimal place to have it, because it's deep. All the way to the shoreline here, very deep, and it's nice and rounded. We could turn this whole thing into a nice harbor, to be honest, and then we can have houses and farms and things like that leading up here to where our base is. And this can become the entrance to a mine, which it already is, but I can actually fancify it and make it look like one. And yeah, maybe the road will come here, or maybe this will have to be a square, so we might have to move the sheep farm. We'll build a new one or something like that, and then join us here where we have this nice little pond and stuff like that, basically. So that's the idea here, and we can have some more ships out in the harbor as well. Now I appreciate that this is a fairly big project, but what we want to do though is we want to make it so that the ships, so that the waves that presumably are out here are not harming the ships that are laid at anchor here. So we want to make some sort of piers going up from this side and this side. And I'm going to mainly use cobble. But I want to find some vines as well maybe, and mix in quite a bit of mossy cobble. And then we can mix up the materials with andesite and make it rough and unruly in the end. So let's see here. If we look if we look at the landscape here, we need to cut that little bit off, and then we need to go sort of this way here. We need to basically have the cobble go so that the ship can presumably, you know, lay ashore. So it needs to be deep underneath it, and so then it needs to go out like that, and it needs to come out like that a little bit. I think we need to start with making kind of a line here, and just, you know, see what it looks like, what the line looks like. So I think like it'll come to here or so, right? So this will, oh dolphin, this will be like the end of the normal harbor, if you will. So then we need to go out like in a pattern, like not like that. Oh man, this bug really annoys me. I better actually do this right now then, because otherwise I'm gonna have problems later, aren't I? Yeah, so go out a bit like this. Maybe it's too steep actually. Yeah, it probably is. Darn it, that means I need to fill this stuff in somehow. How do I now do that? Oh, I don't know. Okay, well let me have a fiddle with the shape here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hey buddy, you're in trouble, you know. I'm gonna fill this in, dude. You better get over there. Anyway, it's cool. I ended up with a block of cobble out here, and they were playing like mad with it. That's interesting. Okay, so this is something like this is what I'm talking about. I'm not sure we're there quite yet, and I think maybe it needs to be a little bit less... yeah, we need to basically take away a couple of blocks here and maybe round it off a little bit more like this. Yeah, so it ends up here maybe. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's take this away. I hope they fix this soon. If you know how to fix it, let me know, okay? Let me know. Something like this, yeah. Even like that, actually. Yeah, this will be good. And maybe this one needs to come to here and not to there. Yeah. Underwater digging, eh? Something like that. Man, this looks hideous now. Please help me. So, the thing is though, we don't want it at this level. We want it a bit higher. So we want it to be maybe... So this section here is like the main dock. In my head it's nice and straight. You can fit a big boat here. In fact, we might build a boat here later. We want it to be sort of... So this is 1 meter above sea level. 2. What is he dying for? There's absolutely no reason for him to die. Poor thing. He dropped the fish. So maybe we need to be 3 meters above sea level here. Up here, right? 3 meters above. So that means that the dock will be like this area here. And this might not actually be cobble in the end, the surface. That might be wooden planks or something like that. So like that. And then we need to do that all around. Now, however, this bit here is special. Because this is the wave breaker bit. And this can just be a jumble of cobble. It just needs to go down, all the way down. So obviously that's a tall task. But I will do it. I will put like a... Basically build a mountain out of cobble here. To protect. And it can go up like this maybe. And then over... So it's 2 meters up here. Then it can sort of... Sorry, just placing blocks willy-nilly here now. And then it can sort of turn into the proper dock over here, yeah? Something like that. Yeah, I think that could be something. And then the same on the other side. And then from in certain places from the dock, yeah, we can have things going down. So like stairs going down to the water level, and we can have yetis coming out for smaller fishing boats and things like that. But there needs to be like 2 or 3 places where there can be bigger boats. And those boats can't be endless, of course. They can't be too wide, because this is a small harbor, and we can only accept boats that are roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks wide. And they have to be darn good at sailing to get through this gap. I might adjust it, but that's the general idea of this area. And then, of course, over here somewhere, it becomes the dock again. Going in 3 blocks like this. Yeah, so then we have our area. We can build a lighthouse here, maybe. We can build a harbor quarter somewhere here, and things like that. And the possibilities for these... Crikey me! I'm standing on nothing. Possibilities for these things are kind of endless. And I'm gonna be chuffed when this is finished. This is obviously a little bit of a bigger project, but I want to get a good chunk of it done in between this episode and next episode, because then after that I want to start building the harbor master's quarter over here somewhere and connect it up to our other buildings over there. So that's that, guys. But this is gonna have to be it for today. I hope you liked the episode. I hope you liked the recipes. Let me know in the comments, and let me also know if there are suggestions on other recipes that you can think of. I have a few more lined up. I didn't have time to implement them all, and I had some troubles with some of them as well. But I will get there, don't worry. So yeah, but anyway, let me know in the comments all about that, and let me know what you think of the harbor idea. And I will see you next time, guys. Bye!